Good morning, students. Welcome to the GST and Customs Act class. So we have completed almost all the syllabus, and from today onwards, we are going to revise the syllabus, review the syllabus. So it is very advantage for you to note down the important points so that you can have ready-made notes from the examination point of view. You can refer these notes. It is easy for preparation of examinations. We will be having examinations in the second week of July. Therefore, don't neglect. So, please inform our friends to attend at least for revision classes. Okay, thank you. So, in the first unit, the important topic is registration under GST Act. What is the registration? What are who are the persons to be registered under GST Act? All these things we try to learn in this class. Okay, so we know from the fifth semester that registration is compulsory under GST Act. Registration is compulsory under GST Act to some of the suppliers or some of the traders, because all the traders are not required to get registered under the GST Act, but some of the traders or some of the suppliers are required to get registered as per the section 23 of the GST Act. Sorry, section 22 of the GST Act. So section 22, persons liable for registration. పర్సన్స్ లయబుల్ ఫర్ రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ అంటే రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ చేసుకోవలసినటువంటి బాధ్యత కలిగిన వ్యక్తులు ఎవరు? సెక్షన్ 22 ప్రకారం, సెక్షన్ 22 ఆఫ్ సిజిఎస్టి యాక్ట్, there are certain persons who are liable for get their registration for their business. Okay, unless they get registration, they cannot carry out, they cannot do their business. Okay, so who are those persons? CGST Act 2017. Number 1, every supplier shall be liable to be registered under this act in the state or union territory other than special category states from where he makes a taxable supply of goods or services or both, if his aggregate turnover in a financial year exceeds 20 lakhs rupees. Every supplier shall be liable to get their business to be registered under this act. Under this act means under the CGST Act 2017 in the state or union territory, whether they are doing business in a state or union territory other than special category states. Other than special category state, that means in the normal states, in the general states other than special category states, from where he makes a taxable supply of goods or services or both. If his aggregate turnover in a financial year exceeds 20 lakhs rupees, that means any supplier who is doing in general states or general union territory and supplying goods and services whose business turnover exceeds 20 lakhs rupees, whose business turnover exceeds 20 lakhs rupees are liable to get their business registered under CGST Act 2017. Okay, that means as per this section 22, all the suppliers whose business turnover exceeds 20 lakhs should get their business to be registered. Next, provided that where such person makes taxable supplies of goods or services or both from any of the special category states, he shall be liable to be registered if his aggregate turnover in a financial year exceeds 10 lakh rupees. That means in the normal states, the aggregate turnover for financial year is 20 lakhs rupees, but the suppliers who are doing their business in special category states, their if their aggregate turnover in a financial year exceeds 10 lakh rupees, then they are required to get their business register under CGST Act. Okay, in the general states, the maximum limit is 20 lakhs, and in the special category states, maximum turnover limit is 10 lakhs rupees. If their business crosses this limit, then automatically they have to get registration under CGST Act 2017. So these are the persons or these are the people who has to register themselves, their business. Unless they register, they can't do their business. Okay, so that is the first category of people who has to get their business. That means in the normal states, the maximum gross turnover, aggregate turnover is 20 lakhs in the normal states. Suppose in case of special category states, the maximum aggregate turnover is 10 lakhs. If it exceeds 20 lakhs and 10 lakhs, then automatically they are liable to get their business registered under CGST Act. Provided further that the government may, at the request of a special category state and on the recommendations of the council, enhance the aggregate turnover referred to in the first provision from 10 lakhs rupees to such amount not exceeding 20 lakhs rupees and subject to such conditions and limitations as may be so notified. That means this limit 20 lakhs and 10 lakhs rupees. 20 lakhs in case of general states or union territories, 10 lakhs in case of special category states. This limit may change. This limit may change upon the request made by the government, concerned state government, and at the recommendation of the council. On the recommendation of the council, this limit may increase or decrease. This 20 lakhs and 10 lakhs ceiling gross turnover limit may increase or decrease. Okay, so therefore it depends upon the council, GST council decision. This amount may change from time to time based on the representations received from the government and recommendations from the uh, GST council. Okay, next, provided also that the government may, at the request of state and on the recommendations of the council, enhance the aggregate turnover from 20 lakhs rupees to such amount not exceeding 40 lakhs rupees in case of supplier who is engaged exclusively in the supply of goods subject to such conditions and limitations as may be notified. So, in case of special category states, the limit may be increased from 10 lakhs to 20 lakhs subject to conditions and limitations based on the request made by the concerned state or the recommendation of the GST council. And at the same time, the general states also, the general states or in the normal states also, the aggregate turnover limit of 20 lakhs may be increased to the 40 lakhs rupees upon the request made by the concerned state governments and recommendation of the GST council. That means everything depends upon the recommendation or decision taken in the GST council. The GST council. Therefore, it is the GST council which takes all the decisions relating to the GST implementation. Therefore, it may change from time to time. The maximum limit may change or may increase further, or sometimes the limit may decrease. Whether increase or decrease, it all depends upon the decision taken by the GST council. Okay. Next, explanation. For the purpose of this subsection, a person shall be considered to be engaged exclusively in the supply of goods, even if he is engaged in exempt supply of services provided by way of extending deposits, loans, or advances insofar as consideration is represented by way of interest or discount. So, for the purpose of this section, a person shall be considered to be engaged exclusively in the supply of goods, even if he is engaged in exempt supply of services provided by way of extending deposits, loans, and advances insofar as the consideration is represented by way of interest or discount. That means the persons who are engaged in the supply of exempt goods or services, exclusively providing deposits, loans, and advances in consideration of interest and discount, they are also considered as the persons liable for getting registration. So this is the first condition. This is the first condition of section 22. That means all the people whose business turnover exceeds 20 lakhs in normal states and 10 lakhs in the special category states are required to get register their business. Next, number 2, the second condition. Every person who on the day immediately preceding the appointed day is registered or holds a license under an existing law shall be liable to be registered under this act with effect from the appointed day. This is the second condition or second category of people who are required to get their business registered as per section 22 of GST Act. Okay, so what is the second section? Second condition: every person who on the day immediately preceding the appointed day, who on the day immediately preceding the appointed day means the day on which the GST Act was implemented in India. That means one day before, immediately preceding day, who or who is registered or holds a license under the existing law. That means if any trader or the supplier has registered their business or got license under previous laws, various previous laws, shall also be liable to be registered under this act. Shall also get registered under this act with the effect from the appointed date. So, those who have already registered, the first condition is those who have not registered, but after implementation of the GST, if they come, if their business is more than 20 lakhs per year or 10 lakhs per year aggregate turnover, they have to get registered under the GST Act. The second category of people are those who have already registered as per previous laws, as per previous legislations, and they have to continue their registration. They have to continue their registration as per the GST Act, irrespective of their turnover. Whether their turnover is 20 lakhs or 10 lakhs, no ceiling. You have registered as per the previous law. Okay, then you have to get registered under the GST law also. No exemption. Okay, the exemption is only for newcomers, new registries, new persons to be registered. But you are already existing registered. I already existing registry. You are existing registered person. Therefore, whatever irrespective of turnover, you are registered as per previous law. Therefore, you are required to get registered as per the new GST Act also, with effect from 1st July 2017. Effect from 1st July 2017. That is the second category of people. Next, third category of people, third condition or third category of people who have to get registered as per the GST Act. Number 3, where a business carried on by a taxable person registered under this Act is transferred, whether on account of succession or otherwise, to another person as a going concern, the transferee or the successor, as the case may be, shall be liable to be registered with effect from the date of such transfer or succession. This is the third category of people. So what is this category? Where a business carried on by a taxable person registered under this Act is transferred. That means who has registered, a person who has registered as per GST Act 2017, and he has transferred his business to somebody else. He has transferred his business to somebody else, whether on account of succession or otherwise, whatever the reason may be. Maybe due to uh, uh, death of the concern previous person, or maybe due to some other reason the business has been transferred to somebody else, so to another person as a going concern, the transferee or the successor. The transferee means the person to whom the business was transferred. The successor means the person to whom the business has been succeeded, from whom to whom the business has been succeeded. So that particular person, as the case may be, shall be liable to be registered, shall be liable to be registered with effect from the date of such transfer or succession. So that particular person, the successor or the transferee, should get registration from the date from which he got the transfer, he got transferred or succession. Okay, that means suppose, for example, Mr. A, Mr. A has transferred his business to Mr. B. Mr. A has registered his business earlier, and that person, due to some problem, the business has been transferred to Mr. B. Mr. B. So that particular Mr. B should get registered from the date on which he got the succession, or he has transferred, he got the transfer of the business. Okay, so this is the third category of people who has to get registered as per section 22. That means the successor or the transferee of the business should get registered from the date of such a transfer or succession. This is the third condition laid down in the section 22 of CGST Act. Next, number 4. Number fourth condition is, or number fourth category of people is, notwithstanding anything, notwithstanding anything contained in subsection 1 and 3, subsection 1 and 3, in a case of transfer pursuant to sanction of a scheme or an arrangement for amalgamation, or as the case may be, demerger of two or more companies pursuant to an order of a high court, tribunal, or otherwise, the transferee shall be liable to be registered with effect from the date on which the registrar of companies issues a certificate of incorporation giving effect to such order of the High Court or Tribunal. This is a fourth category of businesses, or fourth category of people who has to get registered as per the CGST Act. So what this subsection 4 says, that notwithstanding anything, notwithstanding anything contained in subsections 1 and 3, in a case of transfer pursuant to sanction of a scheme or an arrangement for amalgamation, or as the case may be, demerger of two or more companies pursuant to an order of High Court, tribunal, or otherwise, the transferee shall be liable to be registered with effect from the date on which the Registrar of Companies issues a certificate of incorporation giving effect to such order of the High Court or Tribunal. So, according to subsection 4, irrespective of section 1 and 3, so any company is merged with other company or amalgamated with other company or demerged into two or more companies. Okay, that means in whether it is amalgamation or absorption or demerger, whatever the manner it may be, according to the order of the High Court or Tribunal or otherwise, in any case, whatever the case may be, whatever the situation may be, if a single business has been splitted into two businesses or more businesses, or two or more businesses have been clubbed together into a single business, whatever it may be, according to the order of an high court or tribunal. So the transferee or the new company emerged out of the demerger or merger should get registered from the date on which the registrar of companies issues a certificate of incorporation giving effect to such order of high court or tribunal. Okay, so as per the high court or tribunal, the company should get registered. Company should get registered as per the high court or tribunal judgment or order of the high court or tribunal. Okay, this is the fourth subsection rule. That means if a single company is divided into two or more companies, or two or more companies are clubbed into a single company, whatever it may be, the new company formed, the new company formed, or new, the person who has transferred, who has the transferee, new owner of the business should get registered as per the new GST Act. Okay. Next, explanation. For the purpose of this section, that is section 22, the expression aggregate turnover shall include all supplies made by the taxable person, whether on his own account or made on behalf of all his principals. Okay, so the aggregate turnover means, as per the first subsection of 22, the aggregate turnover exceeds 20 lakhs in general states or 10 lakhs in special category states. The persons are liable to get registered their business. So aggregate turnover means aggregate turnover shall include all supplies made by the taxable person, whether on his own account or made on behalf of all his principals. Whether on his own account is supplied or on behalf of principal he is applied, irrespective of the total amount will be clubbed. And the supply of goods after completion of job work by a registered job worker shall be treated as the supply of goods by the principal referred to in section 143, and the value of such goods shall not be included in the aggregate turnover of the registered job worker. That means the goods supplied by the job worker according to the instructions of his principal, according to the instructions given by the principal, that should not be included in the aggregate turnover in case of job worker. Okay, next the expression special category states shall means the states as specified in subclause G of clause 4 of article 279A of the constitution, except the state of Jammu Kashmir and state of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand. Okay, so the special category states means these are the special category states mentioned in subclause G of clause 4 of article 279A of the constitution, except the state of Jammu Kashmir, the state of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Himachal Pradesh, Meghalaya, Sikkim, and Uttarakhand. These are the special category of states in which the aggregate turnover criteria, the aggregate turnover of the traders or suppliers who are doing their business in these states is 10 lakhs rupees. Okay, so these states are considered as special category states. Okay, as per the GST Act. Next, so they are the people. They are the people who have to get their business registered as per section 22, as per section 22 of CGST Act. Next, there are certain people who are not liable for registration as per section 23. There are certain people, and that means these people are exempted for getting registration as per section 23 of CGST Act 2017. What are those people? Number one, the following persons shall not be liable to registration. That means the following persons are not liable to get their business registered under the CGST Act 2017. Under this category, A, any person engaged exclusively in the business of supplying goods or services or both that are not liable to tax or wholly exempt from tax under this act or under the Integrated Goods and Services Act. That means any person engaged exclusively in the business of supplying goods or services or both that are not liable to tax or wholly exempt from tax under this act or under the IGST Act. Okay, so this is the first category of people who are not liable for getting registration. Means those who are doing their business in the exempted category, those who are exclusively in the business of supplying goods or services which are exempted from the GST, they are not required to get their registration. Okay, so that is a first category of people who are exempted or who are not liable for registration. Next, B, an agriculturist to the extent of supply of produce out of cultivation of land. An agriculturist and the farmers to the extent of supply of produce out of cultivation of land. So whatever the goods or services produced by the farmer out of the cultivation of land, they are also not required to get registered under the GST Act. They are also exempted. Okay. Next, number 2, The government may, on the recommendations of the council, by notification, specify the category of persons who may be exempted from obtaining registration under this act. Okay. Now these two are people who are not liable for registration. One is the persons who are doing business exclusively with exempted goods or services, and the agriculturists who are supplying goods or services out of the cultivation of land. Next, the government from time to time will verify on the recommendation of the council by notification specify the category of persons who may be exempted from obtaining registration under this act. Therefore, it is not mandatory, but government by notification from time to time may exempt certain persons from the GST Act to get their registration, and sometimes the government may include some category of people to get registered under the GST Act. So anything may be possible. Government may exempt some category of people from GST purview, and sometimes the government may include some category of people by notification upon the recommendations of the council, the inclusion of certain category of people. If the government exempt from the GST purview, in that case, those people may cancel their registration if they have already registered. Suppose if the government by notification includes a certain category of people to get their business to register, then in that case, irrespective of their aggregate turnover, they have to get registered as per the notification. So therefore, government from time to time will review the situation, and based on the requirement, based on the situation, based on the revenue position of the government, from time to time it gives notifications regarding the registrations. Okay, so these are the important aspects relating to the registration of suppliers and traders as per the GST Act. So as per GST Act, new registrations, those whose business turnover exceeds 20 lakhs in the general state and 10 lakhs in the special category state, they should get registered as per GST Act. And the persons whose business has been transferred to somebody else, or the transferee or the successor, should get their business to be registered. And in case of merger or demerger, in that case also, merger or demerger as per the court order or high court order or tribunal order, in that case also the transferee should get register their business. And as per section 23, the persons who are engaging especially in the exempted category of goods and services, they are exempted from registration. And the agriculturists who supply goods or services out of the cultivation of land, they are also exempted from the registration of the GST. Okay, so this is all about the registration as per section 22 and section 23 of CGST Act. There are certain category of people as per section 24 of CGST Act. They have to get registered compulsorily. Under the CGST Act as per section 24. Who are those people? That list or those persons list we will study in the next class. Okay, Thank you very much for joining in the class, and uh, all those who have joined in the class, please post your number and you can exit from the class. And I also request you to inform our friends to attend more and more for the online classes, so that the revision today I have started revision in the, it is very beneficial for them to attend the revision classes. Okay, thank you very much.